Hey everybody, it's Kyle. Just feel the need to put a little disclaimer before this video. So, the script for this was written and some of this footage was recorded before the Last of Us review went up and our channel got quite a bit bigger. There are a lot of new eyes here. Hello there, welcome. I do feel it's important to, clear the air here. This video it's not a joke. This is not satire like the Last of Us videos. This is 100% my real opinion. I feel like you'll be able to tell that just by looking at the gameplay that is soon to follow, but just in case, thought I'd make it 100% clear. This game is this bad. Please watch. It is something to behold, though. Other than that, welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the Demon Rush Legends Corrupt. Holy fucking shit. In the stories of H.P. Lovecraft, a constant and recurring conflict is the discovery of something that mankind cannot truly comprehend, and the knowledge of which drives them to madness. Look, I'm not going to get cute and beat around the bush here. The Demon Rush Legends Corrupt has got to be one of the worst video games I have ever played, bar none. After having played it myself, I too find myself gripped by an unearthly insanity that I cannot properly express to the people around me. I literally don't even know where to start. I guess I'll just have to start with the basics. What the fuck am I playing? The Demon Rush Legends Corrupt is technically an action RPG. You control a character, you unleash moves that are mapped to the various buttons on your controller, and you grow stronger as you go. The game has 5 different modes of play. Story, where you experience a narrative and explore a world in a fantastical sci-fi planet-hopping adventure. Endless Dungeon, where you take a party of 3 characters and try to survive as far as you can down a, you guessed it, endless dungeon. Onslaught, where you select one character and try and kill as many bad guys as you can until you're killed. Conquest, where you build up an army of monsters and try and take control of a world map. And Heist, where you take your characters, split them up into 3 teams, and try and steal an artifact and escape in something resembling a turn-based strategy game. So, as you can see, there is a shitload of content to dive into. It's just all terrible. What the fuck is this game? What the fuck is this game? Look, you've been seeing some of the shit I'm putting on the screen here. This thing looks like garbage. Maybe that's mean, but seriously, it looks bad. Could I do better? No, I couldn't, but that's why I'm not making a video game. Look, the graphics look like somebody spent a few hours fucking around in Microsoft Paint, and the presentation of that is somehow even worse. The fuck is that? But look, I've said time and time again, I'm not a graphics snob, and I can look past bad graphics if there's something really great buried underneath. Unfortunately, the graphics might be one of the best parts of this game, like if you stare at them long enough they get weirdly charming. The only other halfway enjoyable part of the game? The actual story in story mode. Is it high art? What the fuck do you think? But it's at least somewhat interesting. Not super well written, but it at least puts forth effort on telling a grand sweeping story as best it can. It kind of feels like somebody swung for the fences instead of trying to get a solid single and totally whiffed it. Actually, that's a good metaphor for the rest of this game, except like much, much worse. For an action RPG to stand up, it needs to be fun to play. And this game is a goddamn mess. The camera, terrible to control. Characters, way too floaty. Attacks feel like they don't have any impact, people just fly all around the battle area, and special moves are either completely useless or completely overpowered. Also, sometimes you fight in areas that have, like, traffic with cars driving back and forth through the middle of the fight, and, like, if they hit you or the enemy, they just do a shitload of damage, and it's just pure fucking mayhem. And look, the game is terrible to control, and it looks terrible, and it's just a fucking mess, and... Sorry. Look, let's just start systematically destroying those gameplay modes I listed one by one, shall we? So, story. So, like I said, the story itself is fine. I mean, it's totally bananas and seems to practically alternate between plot twists and straight exposition 90% of the time, but I won't lie and say it wasn't sorta endearing. The game has you running around terribly designed areas that look like garbage, traveling from screen to screen trying to make progress. Except when I wasn't battling the terrible camera, I was desperately struggling to figure out where I was and where the game wanted me to go. The game does attempt to add depth to its character development system by adding in a skill tree, Final Fantasy X sphere grid-like system to progress your character, but there weren't enough decisions that felt meaningful or interesting. This is the game's main bread and butter, and it's definitely one of the better offerings the game has, but saying it's better is like a comparison sort of thing. It's still really bad. Endless Dungeon sucks. It takes away the story from story mode and instead puts you in the most boring dungeon on Earth. Look at this place. It's horrible. You at least still have the character progression and can choose whichever 3 characters you like most to build your party, but this thing is 50% wandering around boring ugly dungeons and 50% the terrible battle system. Pass. Onslaught. This is just 100% terrible battle system, without any of the character customization or anything like that. Just pre-built versions of the characters, and you, by yourself, trying to kill a ton of bad guys. It is definitely the worst mode in the game, and that's really saying something. Conquest is fucking weird and bonkers, but it might also be my favorite mode in the game. Again, not high praise at all. You pick one character, once again pre-built, and then travel around this map fighting baddies and recruiting monsters to join your team. You can level them up, have them defend certain areas, or send them on missions to make you money. While it is still just lots of the terrible battle system, I've had a weird enjoyment out of making my monster super strong and sending them at the other bad guys. Probably the least bad option available. And then there's Heist. Heist is really weird. Split your 9 characters into 3 teams of 3, each with a different role, and have them work together to try and steal an artifact while doing turn-based strategy stuff. Of course, run into an enemy and it's back to the horde battles as usual. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really fully understand everything that was happening here, which is admittedly on me, but I also, by this point, was just so beaten down by this game that I didn't care enough to figure it out. I was also killed by a bunch of stupid bullshit monsters and didn't want to start again. From what I understand, this is an action RPG remake of an RPG made over a decade ago. I watched clips from the original game, which managed to seem a lot more charming with its ugly sprites and semi-turn-based battles. This just feels like the developer bit off way more than he could chew, pushed way beyond his means. This is clearly a game made by somebody all on their own. And I honestly do really respect that. There's a reason most people usually make games as a team. I literally can't play this anymore. If you can't tell, I kind of hate this game. Look, I put in a good few hours, tried out everything it had to offer, and only managed to find stuff that I could barely tolerate. Look, nothing about this game is well designed. Nothing about this game is fun. Nothing about this game works in any way, shape, or form in the way it intends to. And nothing about it makes me feel comfortable in recommending it to somebody. Look, if this was a $5 or $10 game, which it certainly looks like it should be, maybe. As a joke or novelty. But this game is $30 fucking dollars. Which is insane. Basically, I took this hit so you guys wouldn't have to. If you have $30 to blow on a game, I would gladly like to direct you to my review for Troubleshooter: Abandoned Children, for a game far more worthy of your time and attention. As for the Demon Rush Legends Corrupt, do not buy this game. So maybe this game just sucks. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed this review of this terrible game that I think I am one of 15 people that bought on the PS4. If you like this video, like, subscribe, ring the bell, or whatever the fuck you want to do. Who am I to tell you? Who cares? This game has made me lose fucking sense of reality, and I don't even give a shit anymore. Oh, God. Why did I do this?